We're live. Assalamu alaikum. Peace. It's Nyla, Coach Nyla.
Assalamu alaikum. Peace. It's Fatimah, Coach Fatimah, and we are
co-wives and co-founders of PersonalRelationships.com. Welcome to our weekly Q&A. And so we're happy and excited for you guys to join us. Yeah. Oh my gosh. So if you guys don't know, and those who do know, you guys know that we actually had a premiere of our Dean Show interview. So we had a great time. We went and had an interview at the Dean Show with Eddie at the Dean Show, and it premiered. And for those who want to check it out, make sure you visit us on the YouTube channel at Outstanding Person. Yeah. Make sure you go to our YouTube channel.
Right.
I got a brain. Right.
Me too. I had it with you.
So let's get to the Q&A, because this is actually going to be really short today. One of the main reason being is that we have our inner circle training today. So we're going to cut the Q&A short so we can get to our inner circle members. We're going to go live with them. So if you guys are not part of the inner circle, make sure you go and check it out and sign up at outstandingpersonalrelationships.com/RM for relationship mastery.
So I'm like, peace. Behind the scenes and all that production stuff. So I'll be like, welcome. Okay. Yeah. All right, a couple things. When we had the Dean Show interview, actually Dean Show is a good show that has been going, 13, almost 14 years now. And they decided to have us on, really talk about some of the history, some of the different misconceptions regarding polygyny, and a number of different things. So we were honored to be there with our good friend Eddie and answer just a lot of different questions. So we get a lot of different questions. And one of those we were just talking about recently was the knee-jerk reaction when women say, why can't I have 4 husbands? Or not that why can't they have 4 husbands, but it's usually just that equality argument. Like, we're equal, so I should be able to do the same thing you do. Right. So we want to address that though, and really just talk more deeply about it. Because usually it's a knee-jerk reaction, and I can say, it's nonsensical, it doesn't really make sense. But let's talk about maybe why we feel it doesn't make sense. Maybe somebody can or will do it successfully or something. I mean, there are a few societies that have tried it. It's not the norm, but usually when it's sent out, usually I think that it's because women only relegate polygyny to just sex. They look at it as simply sex. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's extra sex. Why can't I have 4 husbands? I want extra sex. That's not, when you think of marriage, is that really what marriage is only made of? What percentage, if you were actually looking at a percentage of the time out of 24 hours in a day, if you did it every single day, would it even be of your day, period? But when you relegate it to something as simple as sex, what you're pretty much doing is not only are you dismissing the entire institution of marriage, you are really kind of just making yourself look like a fool. In my opinion, again, that's my opinion. But what do we think a little bit more about that type of thing?
It's moral sex. That's what it's about. No, I want somebody to please tell me why that is something that a person wants, because it's about responsibility. I think that's the thing that I think about when it comes to marriage. When you're married to a person, you're responsible because they have rights over you and you have rights over them. So it's about that responsibility. Oh my gosh, I totally lost my train of thought on it. But
what goes into
the
a woman
aspect of it?
Yes, I'm just right.
Wanting to take care. What do women do? It's part of what are wives' responsibilities, if you will, or what are they in generally when it comes to homes or being a wife?
Just your day-to-day, like cooking, cleaning, educating children, being pregnant with children, and bringing forth life. If you had 4 husbands, what would that look like for your body?
Exactly.
Would you be able to walk behind that? Just to be pregnant constantly. And we did the math on how many years I've been pregnant or you've been pregnant, and that's a lot of years. And if you have 4 husbands, what does that look like for you physically? What does that look like for you mentally? I mean, to have to take care of and partner with and nurture and be a spouse to 3 additional people or 4 additional people. I mean, your mind would be busy constantly, your body would be busy constantly. I mean, it just doesn't physically make sense.
Yeah, and then they're talking about the jealousies of women.
Oh,
if you guys have not seen Egos of a Man or know what it looks like,
football be on that.
Maybe they can watch it
you
together.
been reading living under a rock? So yeah, that's a whole other beast to deal with.
I mean, one home to, even when you think of different things that go on in the house with duties. For example, usually the people who cook are women. Doesn't mean they're the only ones who cook, but does the women really want to cook for 4 different households, different types of food, cook, shop? You know, if they're cleaning, you know, if they're a clean woman, so they really want to be cleaning and washing and doing just some of the basic stuff that we do at home. Now, that doesn't mean the woman is the only person that does it, because I can wash, I can do dishes and all that kind of stuff. But guess what? You have 4 husbands. You have 4 households.
You be on your feet constantly.
If they're working or providing or running their businesses and stuff like that, which again, traditionally speaking, goes with the security aspect of protecting and providing, they expect to come home to something that's peaceful, meaning clean, warm, welcoming home. You know what I'm saying? Warm food. So yeah, you're gonna take care of 4 of them like that. I mean, seriously, you know, again, when you're relegating it to just sex, then I see what you're saying. But that's just downplaying it. So, you know, that knee-jerk reaction, we need to think a little bit more. And there were some comments. There were some funny comments. By the way, really quick, brother, in answer to your question, walaikum assalam, saxophonist Jamal Riley. And I'm monitoring different comments back and forth. So if you have any questions, you said you understand that the wives have their own residences. Yes. And are they on the same land or in the same relative neighborhood? Actually, the same relative neighborhood. It's about half a mile apart. So,
and we love it.
Yes,
we love it.
4 blocks, easy walking distance, no problem. So that's the best setup for us. Some people do under the same roof and stuff like that. We don't currently, but again, like they say, if the roof is big enough, so over 10,000 square feet, maybe we'll split some wings up at that time. But for the current moment, on separate residences within the same vicinity. So alhamdulillah, that works for us.
Absolutely.
Now, going back into it, we had some people, like, there are really sometimes some big challenges when it comes to, a young sister had made a comment, and she said that, I really just can't see, sharing my husband and this and that. And there were other people saying, oh, I'd rather die than share.
This extreme stuff.
Go on that, because sometimes those types of things do land people in jail or in a grave, that type of thinking. So, you don't want to speak on that at all?
Well, I'll speak on, I didn't think I was the sister to do it either. I was in my 20s, I was in my early 30s, and I didn't think I'd share my husband either. So you can end up evolving into someone else. I think sometimes when we marry young, or we think we're not going to change. We think we're going to just stay the same, and we won't want different needs and wants, and our husbands will stay the same and they won't want other things. I don't care if it's a new job. I don't care if it's more children. I don't care if it's another wife. But somebody once told me that I had to love my husband at the time. He's just my husband. And they said to me, you got to love him enough to let him evolve. You can't control everything. So you might think that now, but what if he thinks something else? What if you change? What if he changed? Because I believe he will. And whether that means polygyny is in your life or not, I don't know. But I'm not 20-year-old me anymore. That person's long gone. So you have to know you might just change.
Yeah, I think that I totally agree. And in addition to being the best you for you, I think when people say that, they get really caught up in the marriage of being so attached to their spouse instead of doing their own thing. So the spouse is the main focus, the main thing, the thing that you are living for, and doing the things that you think that you like to do or anything like that. Because I've known a number of women who, after a while, they thought that they loved what they were doing because they were like, okay, it's for the greater good, it's for the betterment of our marriage, it's just different things. But then they started to lose themselves in the process. And then they said, ooh, okay, I'm giving up all my life and my dreams and my stuff and the things that I wanted to do. I sacrifice for this person. But they didn't tell you to do that. You know, they didn't put those things on you. You still have the control of doing the things on your own. So I think a lot of times when women say, I can't share my husband, I can't do this, or I'd rather die, you get into the thing that's your identity. Your identity is only that of a wife. Your identity is only that as an attachment to your spouse. So once that mindset shifts and you decide to say, you know what, am I being a better me for the betterment of our relationship, or a betterment of our marriage, and I'm not being clingy and possessive, you know, then I think a marriage can evolve, and you can evolve as a person to say, you know what, I'm open because I'm not attached to him and he's not attached to me.
All right, couple questions. Now, again, today's session is going to be a little shorter because we have to tend to our exciting relationship mastery inner circle members. That's why you see the whiteboard behind us and the things that we're going to train on shortly. And we broadcast live every month. If you don't know about it and you'd like to get some more information, feel free to go to outstandingpersonalrelationships.com/RM for relationship mastery. Now, there's two questions. One is, has jealousy ever been a factor? Okay. And can you juggle having two jobs and having two wives? Well, I guess it's three questions. And can you be fair? All right. So with that being said, now if you're new to our channel, like right now I'm talking to Facebook. If you're new, we have a number of different videos where we address different Q&A and stuff like that, different topics. So if you don't get it today, check there. Again, if you're serious about going deeper, meaning you're not just curious, you're serious about going deeper, you want some training that goes into strategy and deeper dive, check out our membership. And if you're on Facebook, then YouTube is where we have our stuff. Kai is here. So Instagram, same thing. All right, so has jealousy ever been a factor? I'll answer that first. Yes. Yes. Jealousy, there's nothing wrong with jealousy. Jealousy is just natural, okay? It should be. All right. The difference is how you act upon it or how you choose not to act upon it. So there's normal, natural jealousies in women anyway. And I'm going to let them speak for themselves, especially when Coach Nyla gets back. But there's normal, natural jealousies. I mean, there's the part where usually speaking, when we come across and coach with different individuals, you have an initial wife or first coming wife that may initially feel jealous that, okay, this is the new shiny person. This is the new shiny thing. Am I going to get thrown to the side? They have these fears and concerns, right? And then there's a new one coming in like, oh man, I'm jealous too. Like, you have all this time and all this history with this other person, you know, so looking at it from that, it's like, I'll never be able to kind of compete. So with that being said, that's the jealousy you see initially so at the beginning. Now we have like, okay. So again, we're going to try to wrap it in like 3 minutes. So is it jealousy? Yeah. I mean, yes, of course. Speak on it a little bit more.
Well, I think we need to get away from the negative narrative of jealousy. Jealousy is something that naturally happens. It's not an abnormal thing. So I'm not someone that acts on being jealous. That's not my nature. Like, I don't swing off on people or break their things or stuff like that. But I find that when people are jealous, they feel like the other wife is getting something that they're not getting. So there's a lot of assumption that comes with it. And then they get mad. So people get really, 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 really mad. So I've seen controlled kind of jealousy, like I was talking about with myself, and I've seen some jealousy where it's, you know, squaring up with each other, and that's not good. You don't want to do that. But what is your perspective on it?
Jealousy?
Yeah.
It's
real.
It's real. That's it. Jealousy is real, girl. No, the thing is that it is. It's jealousies that I had and still have from time to time is because if you allow yourself to continue to think in the past, you will you'll change your mindset. Your mind will go everywhere.
Yeah.
So yes, I would never be able to get any type of time. They pretty much grew up together, type of thing. And so I would never get that. I would never have anything like that. But that bothered me at first. And then they have 7 children, and they have, let me tell you, it's a lot. I'm quick. I'm just telling you some quick little jealousy, so y'all understand that. Yes, it's incoming wives, subsequent wives. We get jealous too, and we have our feelings too.
Yeah, people don't think you get jealous.
They have their first daughter together. They have their first son together. There's all these different things that may seem petty, but because you're a feeling person and you want some nice things to say, I wish I had that. But the thing is, you got to realize that your marriage is unique. Each of our marriages are unique, so you're going to continue to build on what your marriage is and not compare yourself to your co-wife or, their marriage. You're not going to compare your marriage to their marriage. You're going to continue to work and build yours to the best that it can be.
All right, good stuff. Now, there's the can you be fair question and a really simple question. I just split your time, but wise. We do it daily. So 24 hours a day, we go like that. So in the evenings, usually after like 8:30ish, I switch houses. And again, it's half an hour apart. But, if I need to stop by the other house during the day, there's not like a pause. You can't call or text or I don't stop or visit. Yeah.
And then constantly with the children.
So I'm seeing everybody in my family every single day, children every day. So I mean, like, that's the easiest and that's what works for us. Can you juggle having 2 jobs, having 2 wives, and can you be fair? Well, I don't know. If you're working let's say 2 full-time jobs, a full-time job plus a part-time job and stuff like that. Well, here's the thing. Men do stuff anyway and already. So there are men who drive trucks that have multiple wives. Yeah. So they're on the road quite a bit. Or somebody might be a surgeon and on call. Yeah. Okay. So it depends on how they structure their thing. So can it be done? Yes. Yes. We are entrepreneurs, mainly. So that's what we do. We help people out and so on. So, that works better for us being in more control of our time. I do work and help with a re-entry program and stuff with people. So that's a part-time job where we're working out and help people there from that perspective. But again, in control of my schedule and how we structure things. So for us, that works. Can a person be fair? If you're talking about time and money and stuff like that, they can be fair. Those are measurable. Those are relatively easy to see. When it comes to, it depends on, again, what your definition of fair is. So that's that part there. We got a couple minutes again. We got to set up for our relationship mastery members. I hated that it was low like this, but again, once a month we go live and we also do Zoom calls and coaching calls with our other clients and give them downloads and worksheets and actually practical steps to go through it. So we're about to do a 90-minute, pretty intense training. So we're excited about that. We appreciate you stopping through for the Q&A. Feel free, again, reach out to us, support@outstandingpersonalrelationships.com. Should you have questions, concerns, you can post on our different videos. We would love for you to subscribe, to share the information, help build the base, because one of the things is we want to move our message and help more and more people out. And we can do that with your help. So thank you. Any other?
Because sharing is
caring. So definitely share. If you guys want to be part of the inner circle, make sure you go to outstandingpersonalrelationships.com/RN, because we're going to get ready for that. You guys, if you don't want to miss out, definitely go there, check us out, sign up.
Absolutely. All right, y'all, we out. Assalamu alaikum. Remember that a wish changes nothing, but a decision changes everything. So be outstanding. Don't be average. Nobody strives to be average. Average nothing but the top of the bottom, or the bottom of the top. Peace. All right.